Welcome to the Elite Eight Podcast. It's your favorite host, Chewy.
Hey, I'm probably somebody's favorite host, John.
Doubt it.
And it's definitely someone's favorite host, Logan. What's up,
Can't even
y'all?
You
possibly
give
be
yourself
true.
a lot of credit, you know that?
Oh, it's the name of the game, brother.
No, the name
Well,
of the
here we
game is
are.
Welcome to the Podcast, idiot.
Anyway, sorry for the delays on the
Did you
scheduling and
sneeze?
not having episodes out like we want to, but we're working on it. We're getting there.
Believe it
We're
or not, we
fingering
don't
it
have
out.
the money to just do this full time. If it were up to us, we definitely would. I promise you guys that. But I
And
have
if you
to go
don't
to my
believe
big
it,
boys
go
job.
fuck yourself. Too soon?
Anyways,
All right.
so we got a lot to catch up on here, boys. We got free agency to go over. I know Chewy wants to talk about March Madness. We each finally have our own segment, so it's not just one guy. This is gonna be episode 11, I believe, and it's gonna be the best one yet. I'm not a gambling man, you guys know that, but
I am.
I'll bet on this one.
100%.
You
I
guys
don't
go ahead and start it
necessarily
off.
know.
We are definitely a football based podcast with some
Yeah, for
fantasy
sure.
implications.
For
I
sure.
like basketball. Ooh, sorry. I like basketball now. So that's a thing. And I've been trying to stay very in tune with that. So you guys will get some basketball content. I am biased towards the Gators in the March Madness tourney, and I'm biased towards the Pacers in the NBA. Do with that information what you will.
Call you a mean name because I don't like basketball.
That's fine. I can live with that.
Way to go, farthead.
That was honestly, compared to the names that you have called me in the past, I'll take it.
We don't need to get into that.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
So, free agency.
What? A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
To say the least.
So, Logan, what do you think, in your opinion, is the biggest free agency signing of free agency?
Ooh, just one?
Yeah, just one. Or it could be a trade. I'll give you that. Could be a trade because there's been a couple big trades as well.
Yeah, there has been a lot of big trades. I think that Deebo getting traded is unreal. I've never thought that he would play for anyone other than 49ers, along with DK.
Good one.
DK is crazy that he's no longer a Seahawk.
It's not that crazy, but
It's
okay,
kind of crazy.
If you didn't see Deebo's shenanigans last year, for you to say you thought he'd be a 49er forever, that's a little, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Very, very casual of you.
That's true. Joey Bosa going to the Bills feels kind of illegal.
I would have to
was
agree
illegal.
with that. That was probably illegal.
Cooper Kupp going to the Seahawks.
What about Sammy D going to the Seahawks?
Sammy D going to the
getting a
Seahawks
bag.
with 3 years over $100 million.
Well, so the details on that contract is a lot like Josh Jacobs was in Green Bay. Like the first year he's getting paid, but the Seahawks don't have to necessarily honor the next two, and they can get out without taking a big cap hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Which I think is great.
Who else was there?
Gino to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I didn't see him going to Las Vegas. I knew he was moving out, but
I didn't. I thought they were going to pay Gino personally. I thought he was going to sign
Really?
to Seattle and retire with Seattle. Yeah.
I didn't figure
Rico
they would,
Dowdle?
honestly. I didn't see him getting
Rico
traded.
Dowdle. No, because he was a free agent.
I thought he
So
got
he signed a
I thought he was
contract
still
with
under
the
a rookie
Panthers.
contract.
No, he
Yeah,
signed he signed a 1-year deal with the Panthers.
one
I
deal
know
worth
that.
$6.25 million.
Maybe it's been longer than I thought since he got drafted.
Javonte
Tells you how
Williams
much I pay
signed with Dallas.
Devontae Adams signed to LA.
That's a big one. I'm excited for that.
Who did Von Miller sign with? He signed with somebody.
I'd have to go back and look.
It might have been an extension with the Bills. But if it was the Bills, him and Bosa together feels just bonkers.
I thought I had more screenshots of free agency stuff. I don't have a lot.
I had one right on the top of my tongue.
It's on the tip, but go off.
Yeah. Justin Fields.
Oh, yes, that's another one.
$40 million to the Jets.
That reminds me. John, you were wrong about the Steelers all the way around. Instead of signing Russ or Justin Fields, they signed nobody.
I think I said they were going to keep one.
What?
I said that they were going to start Justin.
Probably. But it's not very Steelers to start a rookie quarterback.
They're going to take Jackson Dart.
I'm not saying
because Rodgers is going to keep pussyfooting around.
And then be a free agent all next season.
Or get stuck somewhere he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, that's pretty much... That's already going to happen. That's why he hasn't signed with any of these other teams, because he wanted to go to Minnesota.
I think he wanted to go somewhere out west. I think he really wanted to play with Devontae.
Yes. And he did say that if they don't get a deal done with Stafford, that he would be interested in that position. So, these two bozos have a couple segments that they would like to implement.
John has a segment he wants to implement. I have mine that is already set in stone.
I do have an unveiling of a new segment.
Cue badass music. Do.
Honestly, Logan, since with the way we're recording now, you could put music in.
I'm gonna.
That's good.
And I think you should use the one you did. I think that should be it.
That soundbite right there.
That was perfect. So I am introducing a new segment. It's called Keep Trade Cut. We can adjust that as we feel necessary. So essentially, the basis of this segment is I'm going to give these two fart heads three different players in a dynasty aspect for this upcoming year. You guys hear that? This upcoming year.
Only one of us has an issue with that.
So I'm going to give these guys three players, and they're going to give us our opinions, whether they would keep one, trade one, cut one, and their reasons behind it. Also giving the other two idiots time to rebuttal.
Who's an idiot? Name them. Logan. Done. Got it.
Well, listen.
Okay.
I'll tell you exactly where the idiots are. There's 3/3 of them in this whole podcast.
What?
Yep, do the math. Anyways.
That's okay.
Anyways, your guys' players are. Let's
wait,
go with.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, if you're not, that's okay. I can wait. I'm patient.
That's not true, but go off.
I'm working on it in my old age.
Anyway, the three players are.
I'm writing the third one down right now as we speak. I'm just trying to remember how to spell his name. Listen, it's not my fault. I should have prepared for this, but we had to practice first, and those were my actual first three, and I didn't fill them back in. That's my fault. Very unprepared. Not my fault.
That's abundantly clear.
All right, I got it. You guys ready?
I've
So
been ready.
you were going to keep, trade, cut Jackson Smith and Jigba, Nico Collins, and Brian Thomas Jr.
So,
Wow. All right.
okay. All right. All right. I'm going to keep JSN. Obviously, Seattle has dumped all their wide receivers. They picked up Cooper, but JSN's certainly going to see a lot more targets now that he's, wide receiver probably one, honestly. And that's just because of Cooper's age. I think it'll start Cooper 1 and JSN 2, but we'll see a shift throughout the season. And he's a very reliable red zone target. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and keep him. You guys have any comments on that?
No, that's
I'm huge. I love JSN in college. I liked him coming out. You already know. I'm
Yeah.
a huge Ohio State fan. Ohio State is wide receiver university. I'm all in on any Ohio State wide receiver until I'm proven otherwise.
It's
Which
almost
Marvin
unhealthy.
Harrison Jr. got a little bit of explaining to do, in my opinion.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut Nico. And the reason hold on. My reasoning is gonna piggyback off of trading Brian Thomas Jr. So the reason that I'm cutting Nico is because I think I can get more value out of Brian Thomas Jr. for a trade than I could out of Nico. So
Okay.
obviously that means I'm trading Nico.
All right.
Or not Nico, trading Brian Thomas Jr. See, I'm going to struggle with this part.
Take your
What
time.
I'm going to target is I would like to try. I would either take a first-round draft pick. I'm not going to get like a first 3, but I think like a middle or late first-round pick is very viable, depending on who I'm talking to, who I'm making trades with, and where they're at as far as receiver and other positional needs. If I can't get a first-round pick for Brian Thomas Jr., then I would happily take a second and probably a running back.
I'll give you a second and a Nico for Brian Thomas.
No. Well, actually, I don't think I hate that, actually.
I'll give you a second.
It would have to be an early second.
I'll give you a second, a 4th pick in the 2nd round, and Nico for Brian Thomas, and your 3rd.
I would do it if it was my 4th. Because at this point,
I'll do it for
obviously
a 4th.
I had
I'll do it for a 4th.
three good wide receivers. I'm going to need to get a running back, and if I can get 2 gambled running backs, and one of them pays off and the other one doesn't, then I didn't waste my 3rd round pick. Does that make sense? My extra 3rd round pick.
Yeah, I'll give you a 4th.
Extra 3rd, my extra 2nd. Yeah, I think that's I like that. I like that trade a lot.
Logan, anything?
No, that all makes sense. And I'm kind of in the same
honestly,
boat, but I'm switching it up.
Hear me out real quick. So since it's keep cut trade, we could make the trade. You guys make offers for who's being traded. Does that make sense?
Oh, I do like that. I do like that. I'm going to write that down. Hold on.
Instead of like who we have to target. Because like, personally, obviously.
I think it should go both ways.
That'd be fine. You could kind of say like what you're targeting in a trade deal there. And then you guys could make offers for said player.
Yeah, I like that.
Logan, do you have any offers for me for what would you offer me for Mr. Mans?
Wait, you're
Brian
trading
Thomas.
Brian
Thomas
Thomas.
Jr. That's the one. Thank you. My brain wasn't functioning for a second. Okay, Minecraft Villager.
Okay. I would trade you.
I'm waiting.
I'm actually I like Brian Thomas.
Won me a little bit of money last year. Mainly because I traded him for Jahmyr Gibbs.
I would offer you Chuba Hubbard. And a third round.
We're at in the third.
Middle 5.
Yeah, I don't think I would take that.
But Chewy, you were
said
just
you were
talking
hurting
about
for running back.
You were hurting for running backs. So if you're hurting for running backs, that's probably not a bad trade.
It's not because it's a bad trade that I wouldn't take it. I just think so. Like obviously, in this scenario, I have to trade at least one. There's not like a hey, do what you want type thing. But I like Chuba, but as soon as I trade for him in something like that, Brian Thomas is going to go absolutely crazy bonker man, and Chuba Hubbard's going to like die on the field or something. He's going to go all Damar Hamlin on us.
Please, God, cut that out.
Oh my! See what I was talking about earlier, John?
What do you mean?
Okay, fine.
I didn't even say
what
anything
if,
wrong.
just to make it interesting, you give me Brian Thomas in your first
fat lip.
You give me Brian Thomas and a first round, and I'll give you Jahmyr Gibbs.
Make it Saquon. You got a deal.
No.
All right.
So I'm already judging that I have Saquon on my team.
I would rather have Jahmyr over Saquon.
That's fine.
You're not going to ask me why?
No.
Why?
No why.
Why?
Because you're higher on Jahmyr Gibbs and he scores more touchdowns.
No, because it's a dynasty and Jahmyr Gibbs is way younger. Running backs don't last long in the NFL.
Much younger.
Yeah, he is. Saquon's like 27.
Somebody look that up. I'm pretty sure he turned 27. Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh, wait. He's 28.
Jahmyr Gibbs was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Saquon's 28.
That's a good reasoning. I'll give you that. Yeah, I know, because he was born in 97, and I was born in that same year. Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you're old.
Yeah, you're not much younger, bucko.
Young enough to know better. Old. Said it backwards. Never mind. Moving on. So,
you sure about that?
Segment. Nope, not at all.
I feel like we should stay on football and then finish with basketball, since it's football focused. I'm open to that not being the case, but that's just my opinion on the matter.
That's fine. I forgot that you were doing a basketball segment, not the segment you tried to do last time.
What segment was that?
I don't remember.
I'm old.
Yeah.
Wait, so do I have the same 3 players as Chewy?
Oh,
yes.
My God.
Oh, yeah. I forgot Logan didn't even go yet, honestly.
Oh, yeah. Shit. My bad.
We're dumb.
Logan, keep trade cut. JSN, Nico, and Brian Thomas Jr.
I'm cutting Nico.
Whoa, why are you guys hating on
Brian
Nico
Thomas
so
Jr.
much?
Because the
I'm
value.
trading JSN.
No, so you can't just open up with cutting Nico. Like, you're cutting a wide receiver 1 on a high-powered offense that throws the ball more than they run it. You got to explain yourself there.
What's there to explain? Let's look
I
at his fantasy points from this season.
Between the other two that you gave us, Nico's the obvious cut.
It's not obvious. It definitely takes some thought and consideration and personal feelings on the matter. But
the head coach in Seattle, the new one, is all about running the ball. That's what he wants to do. He wants to run the ball. Like, I really think... I'm not saying JSN is not a bad pick. I'm not saying JSN is irrelevant. He's going to have a great season. But I really think Nico's ceiling is higher than JSN's. That being said, I think Nico's floor is lower than JSN's, but I think the odds of Nico having a better season than Jackson is way better.
So basically what I'm understanding is I was right in saying that it takes some careful consideration, and there's not a wrong pick here, if we're being completely honest.
No,
Right.
and Nico's only a few years older than both of them. So for it being a dynasty,
I don't even think it's multiple years.
Nico's 26, JSN's 23.
Did you already look this up?
Brian Thomas is 22. No, that's just off the dome.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic right now.
Yes, he's being sarcastic, you barkhead.
Yeah, I just don't know the ages of random NFL players that are
never
throwing.
mind.
I looked it up.
I had bad words. Inside thoughts.
I'm proud of you.
No, you're not.
Anyway, I see what John's saying about Seattle wanting to be a running offense. So with that being said,
Don't let him peer pressure you.
it's not peer pressure. It made me think about it. I'll keep Nico.
So you weren't thinking about it before? Do you even care about the podcast?
Will you stop talking and let me do this?
That's hard telling.
That needs to be a soundbite. That right there. Will you stop talking and let me do this? Please, give me a button for that right there.
No, because that button will get abused.
I'll keep Nico.
It'll be used very accordingly.
That's abuse.
And I'll trade.
Trade you.
I'll trade Brian Thomas Jr. for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
Decline.
So you're basically just going to release Brian Thomas to the fucking free agency because nobody's going to give you St. Brown.
Yeah, they will.
Right.
Yeah, they will, especially in a dynasty. Come on. He's 22.
He's older than that.
Brian Thomas Jr. is 22.
Oh, I thought we were talking on Amon-Ra. Sorry.
No.
That's my bad. Give me the dummy bunk.
No. Amon-Ra. I feel like Amon-Ra for Brian Thomas Jr. straight up is a decent trade.
I could not disagree more.
Yeah,
really?
same.
So you're thinking Brian Thomas plus a third?
Brian Thomas plus
what
like
more
a
do you
second.
want? No way. Do you not forget that the Lions also want to implement Gibbs and Montgomery for running offense?
I watched it last season. Amon-Ra was still great.
Yeah.
So was Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, but I'm not I can't give no. That was Amon-Ra's done this more than once. That was Brian Thomas's rookie year.
Which should speak volumes.
Not saying. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But we could also have the argument of that's everybody's first time seeing Brian Thomas as a wide receiver one.
That's
because
true.
he was behind Malik Neighbors his entire time at LSU.
Yeah. What about?
So, okay, Logan, I'll make you an offer for Brian Thomas.
Okay.
I will give you a second and a third.
A second and a third? What position? Second round pick.
We'll call them early round picks. So like 1 to 3.
Okay. So let's say a second round third, or a second round second, and a third round third.
We'll call the third a mid round third that I acquired through trade. Early second, like pick 2. Second, number 2. So 2, and then 3, 4.
Yeah, I take it.
I think that's a fair trade. I think that's a good value.
I think you'd be dumb not to take it.
Yeah, I'm definitely
on
taking
either
it.
end. Honestly, that's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah, and I don't really give those out a lot.
Yeah, I would take it if I already have Nico and I had to cut JSN. I would trade a second and a third for Brian Thomas.
I think, in my opinion, now that I can give my input on it, I think I'm going to trade Nico.
I'm glad you finally picked something, because I didn't think you were thinking at all. I think your brain was thinking.
It was. If you were in the room right now, you'd smell the smoke coming out of my ears.
Probably try and smoke it. Doesn't matter.
Fuck, motherfucker. So I try and trade Nico, and my reasoning is he's still a young wide receiver one in a dynasty aspect. I'm going to come back to that. I just needed to say that first because I wrote trade underneath Nico, and I had to remind myself of that.
It's crazy that you have to remind yourself and it's written down, but go off.
Yeah. I really think I'm going to cut JSN and try and keep Brian Thomas Jr. And the trade for Nico, I would probably shoot for because we'll go off what you said, Chewy. Well, like you started with, you need running backs. This running back class is so deep that if I could put together like a second and I don't know, a second and a fourth for Nico with how deep the running back class is, I'd probably be okay with that if I needed backs that bad.
I'd offer you Chuba straight up.
I would decline that.
You know what?
Simply because I'm biased to Nico because I like wide receivers more than running backs.
That's fair.
There's
that's why I'm going to change my trade. So Nico, throw in a second, and I'm throwing a first, a middle or late first. So like we'll call it like the 1-6, and I'll give Bijan up.
1-6 and Nico for Bijan.
Yeah.
Who are my other two receivers?
One of them is, which one did you keep? Cooper? Not Cooper. Fucking JSN.
Brian Thomas.
You kept
Brian
Brian Thomas. So Brian
Yeah.
Thomas. I'm assuming we're only talking starters for the sake of right now. Forget about the
Yeah.
bench. Brian Thomas, and then we'll say,
McConkey.
yeah, throw Ladd in there. I like that.
So I have Brian Thomas and Ladd, and I get Bijan for Nico and the
And your
first. I take that trade.
I also think that one's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah, I would take that.
Like, I don't think I'm really losing there. Because even if Nico has a dud season, I still have your first round pick to replace Bijan with. Or, make other moves. Depends on what kind of depth I've got at running back. So,
Yeah, I like that. What about Nico and a first for Nico and a first for Josh Jacobs.
it's not terrible. I don't think
How
you're
about
getting as much
Nico?
value.
How about Nico and round 3 pick 1?
I'd say you're trying to steal there. Honestly,
That's a little
a
reach.
somewhat early, maybe not 2-1, but like a 2-3,
Chewy,
2-4.
why don't you let the guy answer before you offer your opinion, brother? I'm trying to make some deals here.
'Cause I'm not going to let you swindle the special needs kid.
Wait a minute. How about Nico and an early second round?
I already have Bijan though.
Assuming
Well, I guess
you don't
not
have
because I
Bijan
still
at
have
that
Nico.
point. Yeah, dumbass.
How about Nico in round 2 pick 7? Remember, it's a pretty deep running back class. Like, I'm not too worried about it.
He does make a good point there, Logan.
How about Nico and a first and second for an IR Christian McCaffrey?
No, go fuck yourself.
That one was a person. That one felt real personal.
Yeah, it was. We all know why. We don't have to talk about it.
Is it possibly because one of us may have sat
because
on
you're an
IR
idiot?
Christian
Yeah,
McCaffrey
that's
all
exactly
season long?
why. You're a stupid
fuck.
farthead, and it's your fault.
How is it my fault? What did I do?
I just want
You
the
know
record
exactly
to
what you
show that
I
John
don't.
was so adamant about Christian McCaffrey coming back. He tried offering me McCaffrey for Derrick Henry.
Okay, but if McCaffrey wasn't a pussy, that would have been not a bad deal.
Yeah,
He does make a good point.
He,
you know,
100%.
Listen, I tried to talk to him. He wouldn't return my calls. What do you want me to do? Like, I did everything I could.
To be fair,
don't know.
we're lucky if you use that phone for a phone call. So
Yeah, that's true. Please don't ever call me. Ever. I'll watch it ring and text you.
he's lying. He will definitely use the fuck you button. No.
I must be pretty special then, because you answered my call.
Well, because you don't call me like that. Chewy calls me because he's bored driving.
True, I do that. I used to call Logan until it pissed me off.
How the fuck did I piss you off?
Because you're gay.
Okay.
Bears fan.
See how these Packer fans act?
When was your team?
Yeah, we act like fucking
Where's your
winners. You
team?
should try it sometime.
You Packer trans.
Don't think that one.
We're getting a little
I don't
too
think that one
political.
flowed as well as
Let's
you
get
wanted.
back on track here, guys. Hey, woo! Let's get back on track here.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Was?
He just jingle, jingle, jingle.
All right.
That TikTok trend was awesome, though, where the girls would just jiggle their titties. Oh, fucking loved it.
Please, God, cut that.
No, you gotta leave that in. We're just guys being dudes, and that was very guy dude-ish.
That was very Chewy's and idiot-ish.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that statement.
All right. You know what? You guys are gay. That just proves it. You guys don't like looking at boobies jiggle.
Oh, my God. All right, moving on.
Can we get into trade or no trade before I lose any more brain
I need a
cells?
fucking beer.
Please. All right. Trade or no trade. The podcast's favorite segment. Today I have for you guys John, Isaiah Pacheco, and Jaylen Warren, plus a second round pick 5 for Aaron Jones and Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking that.
100% taking that?
Oh, yeah. Wait, what am I giving up? We need to start. What am I giving up?
You're giving up Aaron Jones and Justin Fields.
For Jaylen Warren and who's the other one?
Isaiah Pacheco.
And a second round pick?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Okay. That was a trade that was declined.
That's bonkers.
Chewy.
Logan!
I have for you. I'm offering you Brock Bowers.
Ooh.
Roma Doomsday. Jordan Addison. For Justin Jefferson.
Ooh.
And I lost it. Just a minute. Give me a minute. And Xavier Legette.
Brock Bowers and Roman Dooms.
Brock Bowers, Rome, and Jordan Addison.
For Jay Jettos.
For and Legette.
And Xavier Legette. See, here's the thing. I'm gonna kind of walk you through my thought process on this one. Because I don't have an answer quite yet.
Okay.
I really like Brock Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
As any sensible human should in this current time that we live in.
Oh, yeah. From a fantasy aspect, you have to.
For
That's
sure.
a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, as tight end. I'm not super high on a Dunze from a fantasy aspect. That, and that could change over time.
Right.
Depending how he does this coming season. But as it stands right now, not really the guy for me. Jordan Addison he's kind of a 50-50 player. You never know. But he does put up some big numbers.
Right. On my bench.
Well, that's, so to give up Justin Jefferson and Legette, I like Legette a lot. I think he's got a very high ceiling. And I don't think his floor is that low. And this season was kind of tough because it's the Panthers. So, I don't know, man. That's kind of for me, that's not a clear and concise answer because no matter what you do there, I think that's a good trade. Or, even if you don't accept it, like it's a good offer. It's a well thought out trade. There's not a clear, concise loser in that. You know what I mean? There's not really it's fair.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Accept it or not. Both sides are still going to be happy with the talent that they have. So I think for the first time ever, I'm going to say, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to give an answer. I can't. Because it really just kind of hinges on what the rest of everything else looks like. As far as your squad and shit like that. That's my answer. Whatever you want to call that.
Oh, okay. John, what would you do with it?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't listening.
Okay, moving on. This one's for both of you. You guys can both talk amongst yourselves and come up with an educated answer.
Yeah, right.
This one doesn't really make sense to me, and that's why I say you guys can talk amongst yourselves, and we can talk about it as a group. TJ Hawkinson, Nico Collins,
he is a Texan.
CJ Stroud,
also a Texan.
Devon Achane.
Holy shit! How many fucking players are getting traded?
4, Kyler Murray, Chuba Hubbard, Puka Nacua, plus a round 1 pick 3.
Who am I giving up?
I'm trading you the 4 stack. So you're giving up Kyler.
So you get
Hubbard,
you get
Nacua.
TJ, Nico, CJ, and who was the 4th?
Achane.
And Achane is who you're giving up. Right?
No, that's what I'm giving up for
That's what you're
Kyler
giving
Murray,
up.
Hubbard, Nacua, and a round 1, 3rd overall.
No, I want to keep my round 1 pick.
To get Achane, though. Honestly?
He wasn't great last
Stroud
season.
and Nico.
Stroud
wasn't
hit or
great
miss
last season either.
on PPR.
Yeah, Stroud was not, where he was drafted in fantasy last year, he did not produce for that draft spot.
No.
Correct. Honestly, I'm not taking that. It would I would definitely sit on it for a little bit to think about it, but I ultimately I'm not taking it.
Yeah, I want my round 1 pick.
So there's your answer. Do you have any more?
No, that was it.
All right. Well, folks, what you've all been waiting for, my segment, because I'm your favorite host.
Nobody's been waiting for this. Nobody cares. It's a football podcast.
Speaking of football, real quick, I have 175 hours in Madden 25.
Get a life. Touch a boob.
I want to see how many I have.
Oh my God. So currently, it is March Madness, and Kansas is about to get upset by Arkansas. They're down 3 with 12 seconds left to play. That's bonkers. A&M is kicking the crap out of Yale. Drake is beating Missouri right now, and I love that. 41-28 with 12:43 to play. So there's still plenty of time, but holy shit. That's some March Madness talk of what's currently going on, and it caught me off guard because we've been recording and I haven't been able to look. So we're gonna get into March Madness. We have a bracket challenge on Sleeper, and up until these games are wrapping, I have only missed one, and I think that's still accurate.
I have a question. Is more points good?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have 7 across all 3 of my brackets.
Like 7. Each bracket has 7 points?
Yes.
Can you tell me how many mine has?
Gators has 8 points. Spartans has 6 points, and Upsets only has 2 points.
That's because there's been 2 upsets, technically. The Upsets only one, I just took the lower seed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect that one to perform. So, anyway, it's about to get 3 points. So, with that, I'm going to run through. I'm not going to talk about the play-in games, the first 4. One, because Xavier ruined a parlay for me last night, and it made me very sad because the cash out at one point was $70-some-odd, and I went into the day with 0. UNC made it in, which was no surprise. So, today, tip-off started with Creighton and Louisville. Final score, 89-75. If you picked Louisville, you're dumb. You're a dumb idiot, dumb head.
Fuck you.
Yeah, example A of a dumb idiot, dumb head. Creighton is just, they're better at basketball, and it showed today on the court with a final score of 89-75. Next game was Purdue and High Point, and honestly, High Point really showed up and made me sweat a little bit during this game, but ultimately Purdue took the W as I expected them to. And it doesn't, like, the final score doesn't reflect how good of a game that actually is. High Point's got a lot of bigs, and they played their hearts out. For a 13 seed to potentially try and upset Purdue, that was fun to watch. Montana and Wisconsin faced off today, with Wisconsin coming out on top. I don't think anybody's surprised by that. Wisconsin's been playing some solid basketball. Houston mollywopped SIUE. It wasn't even close. 78-40 final. That's bonkers. Similar story with Auburn and Alabama State. 83-63. And then we get to our first upset of the day. McNeese beat Clemson by 2 fucking points. The 12 seed beat the 5 seed. And a lot of people were rooting for that. And also, I was one of them, except for on my bracket, because I took Clemson. But fuck Clemson. It's kind of what it comes down to. When you're an SEC fan, that's how you feel about all the other teams. It just works out that way. BYU tops VCU 80-71. Gonzaga coming in to fucking put the Bulldogs where they belong. Right back in the dumpster fire of fucking Georgia. It was kind of weird because it was Bulldogs on Bulldogs. So, whatever. Tennessee stomped out Wofford. I think that's how you say that. I could be wrong, though. Arkansas just wrapped 79-72 final score. That's insane. UCLA and Utah State just started. I can see that game going either way. You heard Logan talk about our points on Sleeper, and we will touch on that more another time also, but let's maybe get to later rounds instead of day 1 of NCAA March Madness. That's all I got.
All right. Is there anything else NFL related that anyone thought about, or did Aaron Rodgers sign anywhere? Do we know it? 9:30, March 20th, 2025? Nope. I don't have anything. Do you guys?
Negative.
Holding up a whole league. You believe that? Such a Rodgers thing to do.
Yeah.
Queen. It's kind of like our friend Logan.
Oof.
Do you guys want to hear something that Chewy told me earlier this week in confidence, and I promise not to say, but I'm going to say?
I can assure you whatever he's about to say, he's going to lie.
Nah. You would say that because you told me not to tell, but I'm going to tell.
If it's something I actually said, I'll own it. I don't care. You act like I'm the one that's scared to put anything about my life on the internet. I'll put my whole dick on there.
Okay.
You gonna say it?
Chewy told me that he's secretly a Bears fan.
No, you didn't, Chewy.
He did.
No shit, John.
I need receipts. I genuinely do not believe you, Logan. You gaslighting Bears fan.
That is something a fucking Bears fan would say, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would want a guy that roots for Jesus. Nope, not even going to try it. Yep, nope, not even going to. Nope, we're done. Thank you for listening to another episode. I'm kidding.
Oh, we're about to that point. We're at 50 minutes.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in. We love you. Well, I do.
I appreciate it.
Chewy loves you. Thank you guys for listening. Like I said in the beginning, we're working out some scheduling issues, trying to get a more consistent schedule going around for this podcast. It's like John said, we can't all afford to just sit here and do it.
But it also helps if you guys yell at us. It also helps if you guys yell at us on our social medias, though.
For sure.
If you guys tell us how upset you are about not listening to us ramble about stuff you may or may not care about, we're more than likely going to post more.
And now from the last segment of the show is a word from our sponsor.
What?
Yes, our sponsor, Midwest Wholesale.
Oh my fuck it! You better pay me.
It's already contributing stuff for the podcast.
Name one thing.
Hey, dude, let him plug come on, let him plug it, dude. Who the fuck cares?
Well, that, and it's already bought me some new mics for the podcast, so actually it did contribute.
All right, I'll pay. I'll accept that as payment.
Our sponsor, Midwest Wholesale. It is a wholesale company. You can find us on Facebook to have all of your necessary wholesale needs met. Thank you for sponsoring us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Midwest.
wholesale.
We can't thank you enough.
Yeah, Midwest. I got there eventually.
All right. Good night, guys.
Just guys being dudes.
Just guys being dudes.
Boobies.